Rick said you would let me down if I called you.
Rick? I just slapped my cock across his face.
Oh shit, he probably deserved it, honestly.
He actually liked it, I think. Are you up top?
Yeah, I am. I'm at the door.
Okay, coming up.
Thank you.
Yes, goodbye.
Bye.
Alright, turn around, stick it out. Just gotta search you. I think it's, oh my gosh, lots of stuff. Oh, look at this beautiful ring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty. Where'd you get that?
Naya proposed to me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Alright,
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay. Hello, Drew. I'm about to do a cell
I made a
rep.
mistake.
Oh, what did you do?
I'm in the plane. I'm in the helicopter.
Oh my
I'm in
god,
the
you're trying to
helicopter. I made a
fly.
mistake. I made a mistake. Okay, if you don't hear from me, I'm in the hospital.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Have fun at the cell rep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Jesus.
I also got a ring.
Oh, wait. Really?
I did, yes. Mr. Vinny proposed to me today.
Did he really? Wait, when's the wedding?
Did. I'm not sure. We haven't planned it yet, but I got this for fun for later, so.
I did
We'll see how he
maybe
likes it.
overhear a comment or something, so.
Yeah. Oh, through this way.
In
Let's
this
just
one?
see. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
I wonder where the fuck you were, Ellie.
slit your throat, piece of shit. Just
I'll-
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'll take the dick on a stick.
take your fucking gun and shoot you in the face.
No, you won't. Because you're a city suitor.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just trying to
sorry.
think.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's insane.
Just trying to think
No,
how
but
they're
I,
gonna prove you there. That's all.
Rick, I'm telling you the truth. I had no involvement in this. You can even ask Paris and London because I was with them the entirety of the day, and
Yeah.
I just linked off with them for a second because I had to do some stuff, and then all of a sudden when I was just there, like fucking 5 or 6 cops pull up, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay, you're facing, so you have an idea, felony obstruct. Well, actually, before I get to charges, no, okay, we'll get there. They're gonna try to interrogate you. Just remember, you don't have to answer any questions.
Okay.
They have the burden of proof to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you did X, Y, Z. You don't have to provide any sort of defense. It's on them, right? So he's gonna try to ask you questions. Croc has his
So I
ways
just
of.
plead the fifth then.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
like, I think
You
let
can
us
just-
try to do the talking. You know.
Okay, sounds good.
But you're looking at principal felony obstruction of justice. They're going to say that you probably were hitting officers. Principal reckless evading from. You did evade, right? Is that?
I did evade. That's the one
Okay,
thing that
okay.
I'm okay with because I did drive away because and not only that I was like.
That's when you got
confused.
spiked, right?
But no,
Did you-
I got spiked before I evaded. You know. What I
Did you
mean?
have?
Really?
Do you have a
Yeah.
fake ID?
No, I
Or
did not have a fake ID. I had no ID on me.
Principal, what? Unlawful possession of identification.
Greetings! Who the fuck's the third person?
Hey, yeah, it's just my other paralegal.
All right, who will let her in?
Lisp.
Yeah.
Lisp did.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you have to be searched because I haven't
I
cleared you.
was searched. Unless you
Why
think Lisp
so many
can't-
lockpicks?
Like, people hand them off to me because I turn them into scrap metal.
What the fuck? Oh
Racing USB.
you need.
What's
you
this
need
for?
to pull out
A what?
teddy bear, Amelia. You have
A racing
tablet?
USB? Yeah, it's for a Mario
Yeah,
Kart game.
You want to see a picture?
Oh, it's for Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love
I
Mario
heard the new
Kart.
one is good.
That's not what
Yeah.
CID determined it to be.
The new one though is expensive. Oh shit. The
Right,
Switch
so-
2?
Is there a reason you're bringing this in? To
Uh,
Mission Road Police Department?
In case I'm stuck waiting for you guys to discuss, I can play Mario Kart.
Wait, Ellie, is this you?
Yeah,
You're a paralegal?
I am.
Technically, they both should have their bar licenses by now, but you know the DOJ thing.
Yeah. Future lawyers. TBD.
I've actually
Yeah, we got a
gotten
whole-
quite a few charges dropped, and I have a lot of complaints about the PD too.
Is it one of these? Is the kid? Alright. That was one of.
Can we please be a little quiet on the outside?
Yeah, shut up!
Oh, thank you.
Who said shut up?
It was loud.
Yeah, I was telling him to shut up to help you
Yeah,
out. You know?
yeah.
I'll allow it.
All right.
Let me start a recording here.
Okay.
That's
The
crazy. They
last
go
time
through
I was in
tablet.
that chair. He was interrogating me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going to set the rules for how this recording is going to work. If I'm in the room, the recording is active. If I'm not in the room, the recording is not active. Do we agree?
Ground rules sound fair to
Confirmed.
us.
Okay. Good old-fashioned 2 paralegals, 1 lawyer for 1 suspect. Aren't you? Never mind. Wait a minute.
Huh?
What?
Oh. You don't work for any Chang Gang related businesses. Oh, never mind. I
What
must
do
have
you-
misunderstood. Okay. Because if you worked, something related, then that'd be a conflict of interest. But actually, other girl, what was your name again? Arya?
Aryasha.
Arya Shah. What's your stat ID?
329. If you're wondering if I'm a member of Chang Gang, the answer is no. I don't know why you would assume.
339.
329. 329.
What's Chenging?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
I'm not assuming. I'm just investigating.
Yeah, they sound like a bunch of losers, honestly.
There really is a fuck ton of them too. So honestly, I don't blame you. But no, got the wrong person.
Vulture, Law, and Co.
I mean, gonna start my own.
Who
firm
owns that?
probably. I think it's Rami. Rick, you know more than that. I just got it
Rami.
right. So yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
kind of in flux at the moment, but it's a clean business. It's a law firm. Law firm.
How is Rami a lawyer when he's been convicted of multiple felonies?
He's a managing partner. I don't know. I don't know. He pled. I don't.
Wait, hold on. Who owns Vulture and Co. Law?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Oh, there's a PDM.
Founding managing partner. So he made it. He works in it. He's wanted
I
for
think
arrest.
Johnson. I think Johnson was the main founder at one point.
You see what I'm seeing here, Richard?
Now, look. As a lawyer in the city, you're gonna come across people that you might, like for example, Johnson represented me the other day. We're in the same law firm. It just happens.
Yeah, but the problem is that the crimes that you were accused of had nothing to do with the law firm. The problem is, in this case, your client here was assisting on the arrest of people who own and run
to
the law
be
firm.
clear, I am not a part of Chang Gang. That's what you're getting at.
But you are part of
He's
Chang
not
Gang
even
members'
cool enough.
fucking law firm.
Hey, all I know is I'm a very
So you're
talented
not Chang
lawyer.
Gang, but you're part of Chang Gang's law firm.
Are you saying that everyone employed by the company must be Chang Gang?
No.
I didn't say
know you're
that, but I'm
Chang
allowed
Well,
to investigate.
not in
Am I not?
Seems like a bit of a reach.
But you
Look.
see the conflict of interest now?
No, there's no conflict. I'm a talented lawyer.
So tell me this, okay? so your client, my suspect, who is currently under arrest for helping the escape of multiple people involved in stealing Class 2 weapons, modifying and forging documents whilst an LSPD officer, and going around committing atrocities and violent felonies across the city. He obstructed the justice to the arrest on, which involved multiple members such as Zolo Levy, Momo Madhavid, Mr. Kibon, Rami El Rahman, who is the owner and
He thinks
creator of
Momo's Chang
your
Gang?
law firm that you are employed at, which you are now here representing. Am I understanding that right?
We don't even know that my client was actually involved. That's what we're here to discuss, right?
Well, your client was involved. Are you going to
Says
do the
you.
Merlin thing? Where you're going to do the
Oh,
Merlin?
don't
Yeah,
co-
says
don't
me
compare
like
me to that
5
know-it-all.
officers.
Don't
Are you
compare me to
gonna
that
be- are you
fucking
gonna be
know-it-all.
Merlin?
Don't compare
You're
me to
not
that
gonna be Merlin,
know-it-all.
are you?
Oh, God, I
Calm
hate
down.
him.
Merlin, Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. Nah,
Gentlemen,
What's the argument?
gentlemen,
You-
calm
you're gonna
down,
do a
let's-
Merlin excuse today? My client shot the gun
Don't.
in the air 5 minutes before you got there.
I am not that
yelling.
know-it-all, thinks he's from Harvard Law, Google lawyer. I am not him.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to start this recording officially. It has been recorded, but let me do the proper introduction. My name is Crocodile Steve from the Los Santos Police Department. To my left is Avery. You're not Avery. But Amelia Stone. Her name's Amelia Stone, otherwise known as.
Oh, what's a
he's
nasty
bald!
hairline.
Oh,
he's bald!
God.
No,
What
oh
is
my
that
God.
hair?
Oh my God, look at the record reflecting.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Look away.
Krog.
You did not see that.
What
You did not see that. You didn't
happened?
see that.
That is a full if
Oh
I've
my
ever
God.
seen one.
Say my name wrong
This-
again, Croc.
I'm gonna have to
I
restart
swear
this
to
record.
fucking God.
Oh my God.
Oh my
You stop assaulting me
God.
with a fucking bat list.
Well, then just remember my name.
I know your name is Lisp, but you only told me your name for the first time today.
Yes, well, it's important to remember names.
I fucking remembered your name, and I didn't have to look it up. It just took me a second to work out what it was, you dumb fuck.
Bit.
Hi, Liz. Good to meet you.
You know,
thank you so much.
if everyone's in agreement, maybe we just start the recording over. Start from the top.
No, no, no.
Like
I
That can
feel
stay
like
in.
we should keep it. I like the
Keep it on?
reaction to the
Okay.
hair. Yeah,
T-
no,
we can have it on tape.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need that in recording for sure.
Okay.
Lawyer, state your name for the recording.
Rick Richards, aka Slick Rick, #1 criminal lawyer in all of
Thank
Los
you for stating your
Santos.
name. Shut the fuck up, okay? Thank you. We get the point. Paralegal who came in here first, state your name.
Councilwoman Arya Shah here helping Slick Rick assist Mr. Nebula here at this
And the
interrogation
second
room.
paralegal.
Ellie Fletch.
Suspect, state your name.
Nebula Richards.
Can you speak up a little bit and say that again?
Nebula Richards.
Okay. The lawyers and paralegals that you have representing you, do you approve them and authorize them to be here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where's Mr. K?
I plead the fifth. Sorry.
You don't have to say sorry. It's all right.
Oh well, I
You're a
plead
Canadian. You don't have to say it.
Why are you sorry? Because you're harboring information from police?
Yeah, see, don't say sorry, dumbass.
the fifth. Oh, I plead the fifth.
Duh, thanks for the tier 1.
Sorry you plead the fifth, or just you plead the fifth?
No, I plead the fifth.
Okay.
Okay, you can plead the fifth all you want. It's not going to help your case to find out truly where Mr. K is. You want to go down for him? That's who you want to fight on?
I plead the fifth.
I mean, we have. Let me count the report here. So we've got. Let me have a look. I've got Ace Jackson, Logan Lightwood, Cassie Lockhart, Phoebe Flinch, and Mike Webb have all, including myself and Lisp here, have all witnessed the crimes that you have done. We have all witnessed you driving around in the white and green Zentorno, ramming officers, helping Mr. K escape, or who we assume to be Mr. K escape. And you are just going to stick with the argument that you said before we started this recording that
it wasn't me, bro. I was just chilling in the
White and Green
garage.
Zentorno,
It
there is
was- I had nothing
so
to do with
many.
it,
Yeah.
bro. I was just chilling, dude. I had nothing to do. Why am I even arrested? Why are you spiking me, bro? Bro, why
All right,
are you
all right,
spiking me?
all right. Let me interject. You saw Zentornos, but did you see my client? And how did you visually ID my client? Because there are a lot of Zentornos in the city with the same exact color. Coincidence.
no, there isn't. No, there's very not. I've not seen this car all day. I haven't
Wait,
seen it all
really?
week.
I swear I could walk down Alta Street right now and I'll get you one within 5
There is
minutes.
probably one parked up behind Legion Bank right now.
I don't see these cars often. And here's how I positively ID'd it. I'm not going to go around and say that I got eyes in the back of my head and I can go see people 1,000 times, right? I witnessed your client spike strip. Well, he was either the one who was spike stripping us and then he get in his car and drove away, which I suspect is him because he was the one at the back, or he was the one interfering as well, ramming us into wars. And then, either way, he obstructed justice. He traveled eastbound on Del Perro Freeway. We were behind him. We saw him take a corner. We were behind him. We see him take another corner. We were behind him. We get close to Legion Square. There was about 7 bus lengths. I'm not going to say here and say I'm right behind him. Your client thought he lost us. He did not lose us. About 7, 8 bus lengths away, we can still see the Zentorno speeding at 100 miles away. Takes another corner. At most, when we combine the amount of seconds that we lost him for and the fact that he was still in the area of where we just saw him 2 seconds previously, in 20 to 30 seconds of me trying to chase this guy down, I'd say about 6 of those seconds we couldn't see him.
Whoa. First you said 5, and now you're saying 6. So what is it?
Five,
huh?
between 4 and 6 seconds. I'm like, I don't got a
now
stop
it's
watch in my head.
4
That's what I
and
was gonna.
6.
I'm just.
Wow.
Did you get a
Man,
read of the
I'm like,
plate at all?
Yeah,
changing.
sure. Let's do 4 and 6. You know what? Fine, man. You really got me. A whole difference in 4 and 6 seconds led for your client to just end up in the same situation, and the Zentorno we're chasing to disappear. Crazy coincidence, am I right? Insane. Remember, we're here on 51%. We're not looking for a 99% conviction here. The vehicle drove eastbound from Colorful Garage, where it spike stripped us. Then it took the exit off of Del Perro on the right-hand side, went south, immediately turned left to then go east again, traveled on San Andreas, went south one more time, past the red garage to go onto San Andreas Avenue, and then we saw it continuing going eastbound on San Andreas Avenue to where it went north into an alleyway. We lost visual on it for 2 seconds trying to catch up to it in the alleyway. We get to the end of the
Whoa.
alleyway.
2 seconds?
Richard, you interrupt me again, then I'll just not tell you the story and I'll just let you read the report and you can figure it out for yourself. Which one would you prefer?
Oh God, I hate reading.
Yeah. So you're gonna let me finish the story?
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah, promise.
Good, because you interrupt me telling the story one more time with a big you gotcha like Merlin, I'll let you big go fuck yourself. and I'll just push the charges.
Gentlemen!
Let's
Gentlemen,
stop
listen.
acting like Merlin. You don't want to be Merlin? Why are you acting like Merlin?
No, Rick, just shh. Decorum, gentlemen. I continue, sir.
You don't know about
Proceed.
the Bluetooth gas pumps, man. You don't know about that shit.
You are not Merlin. You don't let him tell you that. You understand?
Yeah.
You're not that fucking dick cheese, okay?
That's crazy.
Yeah, you fucking see the hair on his head, bro?
Is he stun locked?
Maybe.
I think he just doesn't know what to say at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Maybe
where
he's
was I?
having a self-reflection
Oh,
as
you
well.
were
Oh,
just gonna
Lost sight
proceed
for
with the
2
rest of it.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we lost sight for 2 seconds. We go into the alleyway. We regain the same car in the same alleyway. Exiting the same alleyway. Oh, so now your argument looks real dumb. We saw him in the same alleyway. We see him exit the alleyway. I lose visual again. Now, before you interrupt me and say, haha, see, I lost visual again, another officer at the end of the alleyway was already there, and he maintained the visual contact. And he watched the car go into the garage, where he then tried to hide, not noticing there was actually a cop car right behind him. That's how we ID'd him. We followed him all the way from Colorful Garage.
And in all that time, I'm sure one of the many officers got a read on the plate.
We couldn't get a read on the plate because too many cars. Look, our radars don't lock. Our radars will. Okay, you can read the report by
What the
yourself.
hell was that? A big grunt?
Okay.
No,
These guys want to
listen.
read the report by themselves. Well, let's leave them read the
Yeah.
reports. We'll
Well,
finalize
one
our
of
charges
them
and we'll push
sounds
them.
like
Let's
they
go.
have indigestion as well.
We'll see you later.
Okay, see ya.
Goodbye.
Fucking crap.
Oh, that was tactical. I was tired of hearing him talk.
I just want to say, because I could tell he was going to
That-
argue the fact
all
that
that- all that
plate-
shit that he-
Yeah, it was not going to work.
Yeah, all that shit is saying makes no sense to where I was at.
Yeah, because you are
Yeah.
still not
In
being
regular-
placed at
yeah.
the scene. Like, you are not being placed. A car, but that doesn't mean it's you.
That's the thing that annoys me. Just because he hasn't seen the car doesn't mean that they don't exist.
Yeah. All I'm seeing in the report, Ace Jackson. Officers followed the ladybug down an alleyway, which is set up with spikes, blah, blah, blah. Spotted ones in Torno, tucked in Legion. Was
FYI,
pursued.
Ellie, I don't know if you caught that before you came, but Nebula generally was never there, actually. Like, it's purely a wrong place, wrong time incident.
Yeah, I've had this. Okay, I can re-explain
Just run it through.
everything.
Yeah, run it through
Yeah.
real quick.
So, I was with Paris in London. I tagged off, I think, about 10 minutes prior to me getting caught, or getting quote unquote caught. I was near the Hobbit clothing store. I then drive to Red Garage. I go to the top of Red Garage. just so no one can
Fletch
find me.
said when
Yeah.
he steps out, it's not
So
recording.
I took a phone call on top of Red Garage and I ramped off and then I went all the way to Legion parking lot and I hid behind like in the backside of Legion parking lot just so no one would try to steal the Zentorno. And then all of a sudden, like all these cop cars pull up. Like this one cop car tried to block off the entrance. I'm like, so I turn on the engine. I'm like, what's going on, guys? They're like, can you get out of the car before you get tased? I'm like, what is happening? So I then try to go through the other side and I got spiked. Okay, and I'm like, okay, I'll put my hands up. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I get arrested. But then I drove off. I guess that's my fault, but I think the outcome would have been the same regardless. And then yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I was like, okay, I'll just come freely. Like, this is no point.
Did you ever see the other twos in Dornos? Like,
No,
were
I
you-
didn't. No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay. I mean, look, we already know how this is going to play out. Officers are going to be adamant about seeing X. We're going to say Y. They're going to say, no, you're wrong. We saw what we saw. And it's Croc. He's not going to let anything go. I mean, I could... Okay, first of all, hold on. What's this? The fuck is this?
Yeah, I really can't see past how we win this argument other than the fact that you generally don't have a plate matching to him. How is it our fault that they never...
VCB'd and then there's no plate.
Yeah, like the
Even
one
if
thing
it's-
that can
even if
prove
it's
his
for
innocence
6
they don't have.
seconds.
How is that? Like that's the onus on them to prove that though.
Even if it's like 5-6 seconds.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, you done wasting my time, Rick, and your tactical decisions to try and make me leave the room? Or would you like to try and be professional and hear the full story so that you can defend your client? Which one would you like?
I have the full story. I have it. And to save us time,
You
from
speak
going-
up.
Yeah. Look, I have the full story, and to save us time from going back and forth in circles and saying the same things till we're blue in the face, here's the truth. You did VCB. You didn't run plates. It could have been a mere coincidence. There could have been multiples in Tornos. And
There were multiples in Tornos. There were 2.
There could have been 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Who knows? Maybe a dozen.
So your argument in this case is that in the 30 seconds that we had eyes on him, for the 6 seconds we didn't, right? And that's not in 6 seconds in one go. That's 6 seconds across multiple corners. So 2 seconds a corner. You're telling me that within one of those 2 seconds a corner, it just so happened that another Zentorno that was in the exact same color, traveling in the exact same direction,
Yes.
just happened to be there in that
Yes.
2-second window. You think a
Yes.
judge is going to side with that? Really?
Well,
officers
there
held
aren't.
eyes for 26 out of the 30, for 24 out of the 30 seconds.
I think a judge would not only weigh that, but they'd weigh that there was no plate that was run that connects that vehicle to someone who was. I mean, you didn't. You said yourself you don't know if this car was involved in what, pitting versus spike stripping, etc. Right? Like, you can't really pinpoint who was in the cars. You just
I can pit that both the Zentornos were pitting and ramming officers, and one of the 2 got out and spiked us.
Right, but you guys found a Zentorno. You just happened to find one. It was Legion Garage. You found
Happened
a
to find
Zentorno.
one. We followed the Zentorno from the colorful garage. As I'll say it again, since you weren't listening, we followed your suspect from the colorful garage. We had eyes on him the entire time, practically. From
Practically.
Colorful garage.
But there was a VCB, and there was no
I'm going to interrupt
consistent
you
plate.
since you interrupt me. Okay? Do you like it when I interrupt you?
I kind of don't mind it.
You don't
I'm
mind
used
it.
to
Okay, I'll just continue talking over the top of you then. Because your client is trying to insinuate that in a 2-second VCB that we lost the original vehicle that we were chasing down. And that he just happened to also be in a stolen Zentorno, traveling in the same direction with the same color, the same make, the same model, the same livery, the same wheel, traveling the same direction in the same area that officers just happened to be following a live vehicle that they had eyes on from the entire scene the whole time for the past 2 hours that they'd been chasing them for. And it just so happened in 2 seconds that we
Or
lost
3.
the main car and went into this.
Or 5 or 6. Remember?
Okay, let's count 2 seconds. 0, 1, 2. Oh, then we see him again. Oh, I see him.
Okay, what about
let's count
6?
this.
What about
Let's
6
count this.
seconds? 6
No,
seconds.
It didn't happen. That's not what happens. It's 6 seconds over. You're countering. This is semantics. This is unbelievable. If this is the other way around, you would be absolutely pushing that we have this guy. We watched him leave. We were behind him. It was an active pursuit. The VCB is not much of a VCB. It's just more, you're looking for UTL. If you're arguing a UTL, then this would make perfect sense to you, Richard. UTL is unable to locate. If we could not locate him,
wait,
and
I
we're
thought
trying
that
to
was
find
the
him-
infection that people get when they don't like pee after sex.
You're really funny,
That's a
Richard. You're the
UTI.
funniest guy I've ever
We
met.
have no DOJ
UTI.
right
I
now.
got them confused.
Usually we would,
If
but
we-
there's
if we
no
drew
judges.
unable to locate, that would make sense. We were behind this guy the entire time. We had officers catching up to him. I saw him. We followed him the entire time. We followed his exact moves. He went right, I went right. He went left, I went left. It was just a large distance. When I refer to VCB, I mean my visual contact is broken at a max length of 2 seconds. You're trying to argue that the same car that I was chasing from that scene just so happened to drive past another fucking Zentorno that we never lost eyes on. And we just happened to miss someone in 2 seconds. And your argument to this is what? You've provided no alibi. The car's stolen. It's the same description. We
Who's gonna go look up here?
same way from the same location. You're trying to argue with me that the guy, that I'm chasing a guy and suddenly he pulled over, stopped, says it wasn't him, and that because I lost him for 2 seconds in a whole police chase, even though I was following him the whole time, it's not the same guy.
Exactly.
This is stupid. You're gonna pull it in court. I'm charging you.
Wait, what do you mean? He hasn't even pled.
Well, he's gonna plead.
I think
yeah,
that
like,
the
hear me
facts
out.
is, Croc, you didn't get a visual identification of our client. You didn't get a read on the plate. There is definitely more than
We
a
don't need to.
couple of Zentornos in the city. You're under the assumption, like, this is a local car that literally gets parked behind Legion Bank. Anybody can go and drive one if they wanted to. It is
But we don't
you're
need to know.
you're
Why do
you're
we-
running on
on.
assumptions. You're assuming. Do you really think that someone that was being so aggressively pitting and spiking would just pull over and be like, "I didn't do it"? No, they would keep running and try to escape.
Yes, I can
Like,
give you an ID. Yeah, Rick, would you like a report where this exact same
Did
thing happened?
actually
It's called
run.
Xavier. Yeah, he ran. He ran from us, by the way.
Even
He
while he was
ran.
spiked.
Yeah, he ran from us afterwards. He declined it and then ran from us. Are you forgetting that part? We caught him out on his bullshit. When his stupid play wouldn't work, he then resisted. He recklessly evaded again. He continued to run from us.
Wait, who are we talking about now? I got a little lost.
Croc, I can
Your
tell
client.
you right now in Red Garage, there is a Zentorno exactly like what you were describing. Second floor of Red Garage. So I know that you say that you don't see
Not
them
the second,
often
first floor.
Why do you know that?
because
You
I've
always
asked
see
if
it.
anyone's seen a Zentorno lately.
Yeah.
So I just don't think you're understanding what I'm saying. We were chasing this guy the whole time, and now you're trying to say because he went around a corner and I couldn't see him for 1 second, it's now a different person.
It could be. 2 seconds is a long time.
It could be. Okay, is that your argument? It could
Wait,
be.
But
hey,
your
2 seconds
argument
is a
is
lot.
also
I know 2
assuming
seconds
as
is a
well.
long time for the men that
Last,
you
Rick.
date.
Got the contract too.
Whoa! Hey,
This one. Not
hey, this is
funny.
kind of awkward because we did date.
Oh yeah, they did. She said that was her ex.
Listen, my point is 2 seconds is a long time.
Thank you.
You cannot, without a reasonable
You
doubt, place them
seriously
there.
expect us to side with that? You weren't there. You're not listening to us. You guys are just hammered on the only defense that you can possibly think of, which is PD on their own admission saying that we lost sight for 2 fucking seconds.
No, my defense
that's
is
it.
that you didn't get a plate read or you didn't get a positive identification that
Hold on,
this
Ellie.
was the driver.
Ellie, Cass is talking. She has a point. Let her speak, please. I listen to you.
I couldn't hear her. She's very quiet.
Can you speak up, please, Cass?
Sorry, is that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's better.
Oh my god, you sound
Even-
delicious.
Oh, thank you. So, yes, we did go VCB on the vehicle for approximately 2 to 3 seconds, but the vehicle was still within the vicinity of the area when it matched the exact description of the cars that were ramming and pitting officers.
Exact description, same location, even ran from us.
Okay, that still
A car.
doesn't change the
Description
fact.
of a car, not individuals in a car, not you know, I've got a white Zentorno, you know, occupied one time. The suspect is blah, 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 right? If you can see the Zentorno for that amount of time, you said 26 seconds, you couldn't make a visual description of the individual in the Zentorno in all that time?
Because the Zentorno doesn't have a back window.
But I'm sure, like, if he was pitting you guys, right, you would have gotten side by side at some point, or if he was spike stripping, you would have had a clear visual.
I'm
right?
sorry. So you want me to see into the back of a car that's getting in front of me, brake checking me, and try and identify someone who is wearing black clothes at nighttime whilst I'm trying to chase a guy in front of me via a rear view mirror, looking into a sports car window?
Wait, that's even more the case. If this is at nighttime, then how can you make a proper visual identification?
You're not listening to a thing I said. When I want you to go back through the recording, and I want you to listen to the time I said I identified your driver through the windshield. When did I say that?
At the end, right? At
No,
the
I
end
didn't.
of
Yeah, listen. We identified him when he came to a complete stop, hiding. We couldn't get an ID on the guy because he was driving his Zentorno, which you can't see into. We
Which
followed
isn't
his
in
Zentorno.
his name as well.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
so
It isn't in his
joyriding.
name. Yeah, so he's getting joyriding. Okay, we can go around in a circle. You guys are completely stuck up on the fact that PD has said, oh, we couldn't ID him immediately. This isn't a case where we lost the vehicle for half an hour and then we just so happened to find another one 20 minutes later. This never concluded. The chase never concluded. This was still an active chase. He never disappeared. He was in the area that we were looking for him. Officers followed him from A to B, where he stopped at B. Your client thought he was slick and decided to hide in a garage. He was actively driving at high rates of speed away from police. But he thought we weren't behind him because he can't check his rearview mirror. He just heard that we didn't have our sirens on after he spiked us because he thought we lost him. Now, your client, this isn't, like I said, this is not a case where we lost some guys, and then 5 minutes later, we found the same car. Officers
It was a matter of
maintained-
seconds.
It was a matter of seconds in the area that we were looking for him in, traveling the same direction that the car that we maintained visual contact from the entire time was traveling in. He even stopped, and then when we confronted him, he tried to run again. The argument you were trying to make is a waste of time for your client, and it's pathetic.
Let me
You
ask
can't
you.
come up with a single point of defense outside of our own admittance of being truthful to you, Rick, that we saw him the entire time, besides a combination of 2-second interviews.
Okay, let me ask you: if Zentorno was involved in spiking, right? That means the Zentorno was stopped. There should have been an ID, like you'd be able to visually see that spike, right?
Rick, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
How many times have you been involved in a police chase where you have been chased down by 2 high sports cars, ramming you at high speeds, pitting you off the road, threatening to shoot you, or chasing down a terrorist who has multiple Class 2 weapons, driving a tiny ladybird that's taking jumps going in alleyways? And tell me this, how many times do you have the opportunity whilst you're trying to dodge spike strips and locals and people and maintain formation and comms, you can see clarity on a guy that's on the side of the road whilst you're going 100 miles an hour past them? How many times have you been in that scenario?
Like 1, 2.
That's a really valid description, yeah.
3, 4. Trying to think.
And would you be able to say that number under oath?
Yeah, can you tell us how many times you were involved in that?
Yeah, I mean, give me a chance to think. Yeah, I don't think I've been involved in something like that actually. Yeah.
Right. So you can't speak.
They
on
apparently
whether
they
we
don't
can or
read
cannot
license
identify
plates.
Someone under those circumstances and stress because you've never been under those conditions. We
And not
who
only that
be
as
able to
well,
articulate
I'm
that.
so sorry to interrupt. We are following 3 vehicles. We've got 4-5 units on this, and we have to follow 3 vehicles. So our eyes aren't just focused on one vehicle, especially when our main concern is the ladybug.
We followed the vehicle from the colorful garage that managed to spike multiple cars. I avoided the spikes. I continued the chase. It had long distance on it. It took 4. I can tell you specifically where it went from A to B to where it stopped. It took multiple corners. It ran from us. It still continued to run from us. Your client here is lying to you and wasting your time, and I'm so sorry that he's wasting your time. Look, Nebula, you need to not lie to your lawyer. because there's 8 officers who all witnessed this. This is an epitome of a lie. You're wasting your lawyer's
back
time.
this up. From what I've just heard you both say is that there was a lot going on. It was chaotic. It was crazy. They were chasing after a terrorist. There were so many cars. You're making even more of our argument, which is like you didn't have, like, there was a lot going on. How do you know that it was my client? You
Okay, can I
VCB'd.
just use this? So when we go
yeah.
VCB, we do a code 6 of the area. We do that for about 5 minutes,
Right.
and we look around the areas and potential off slips they could have taken within those 5 minutes. We found him in 3 seconds while code 6 in, and we hadn't even called a code 6 as the VCB was that quick, and it was already over before we regained eyes.
I couldn't even calm out. By the time I calmed down on radio that I couldn't see him, I saw him again. I couldn't even finish my sentence. Dispatch is going left. He's going into an alleyway. VCB. Oh, I see him again. Oh, he's taking another corner. He's going eastbound on San Andreas. Oh, he's gone around the corner. I can't see him. Oh, I see him again. Guys, what are you doing?
Okay.
This is pathetic.
Let's. What is the unlawful possession of the ID?
Well, he's got documents on him that don't belong to him.
What are these documents? Like, do they have someone's name on them? Or?
Let me have a look. Actually, hold on. Let me reconsider. I think I mislooked at these documents. Let me have another look.
Yeah. Take your time.
And also, if he was not involved whatsoever, he continued to run from police after being told to stop.
Well, but he's in a car that he's joyriding. That's kind of reasonable. A lot of people do that. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was a part of what happened.
He was very quick to say he had done nothing wrong, instantly.
Yeah, look, I got my dick shot off the other day, and I was kind of quick to say I didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, but any other civilian wouldn't know we were looking for a white Centauri with a green stripe on.
I feel like being pulled over in general, if you haven't done anything wrong, you're going to question why you're being pulled over and said that you haven't done anything.
A lot of people say, why am I pulled over whilst driving stolen cars that they knew that they stole while going 140 miles an hour, and then refuse to cooperate with police until, they get onto their terms. A lot of people, there's a difference between people questioning why they're being pulled over because they've done nothing wrong, and those who don't cooperate with police because they're not operating on their terms. You have been so shocked how many people operate under that.
Sorry. Hi, Nebula. You okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, when we were in Legion Garage, I was with my colleague, Officer Jackson, and while I was having a chat with you, you received a phone call. Do you recall that?
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I plead the fifth. I'm not gonna.
Probably Mr. K asking, yo, you good? You good? Where you at?
As soon as that phone call was answered, he then reversed and decided to flee the area.
I'm not gonna answer that.
Completely fine.
These documents. They're your documents? What are these documents for?
You don't have to hit. Were there names? Were there other people's names on the documents? Or are they just general like what are the actual documents?
It's like a form with someone's name, ID card.
One moment.
Nebula, do you need to get uncuffed to eat and drink at all?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, just get up from the
I
chair.
need to in my head for a second. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Take your time.
Step out the way.
Have you got enough food and drink on you?
I got a lot.
No worries.
Okay, while he's doing that, I gotta pee in the corner. I'll be back.
I hate not
I'm gonna
actually
be
being a
here-
lawyer,
I'm
so
gonna
I
be
can't
here
see all this
peeing,
stuff.
Just don't look at me, okay?
Just don't
Please.
slip in your own piss puddle.
Oh.
Yeah, I like it's bad.
Are you all
Alright,
good?
I'm
You
good.
still
You
need
can
some
cut me.
tea?
Yeah, you can cut me again.
No worries. Just going in for cuffs now.
I hate this, like,
There we go.
it actually annoys me because they can just assume and it's fine.
Hello, board.
Can I have a sidebar real quick?
Sure. I wasn't listening this entire time, so.
Oh my god.
I can't lie. I think we're gonna have to get to a point. I'm obviously Rick has to be okay with that too, but I feel like we have to get to a point where we're gonna have to tell them straight up, like, listen, we are accepting, or rather, you're accepting the fact that you evaded, you were joyriding. That's not in
Yeah.
question here. What's in question here is the fact that they're tying you to a situation that you had zero part in.
I had 0 part.
What's your alibi for what you were doing? What were you doing in the area? Listen, you stole the car. Fuck it.
I stole the car. Yeah,
Admit
I
that,
stole the
right?
car.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, I
You
stole the
it,
car.
But what
Okay,
were you?
then-
Why did you go in the other direction? What were you doing there? Talk to me.
I was on the phone. Not like a, you know, not
Oh,
like
God.
an actual phone, if you know
I have
what I mean. An
I have
actual phone call.
another Centaur white and green one
No, but I
in
have
Red Garage.
people that can prove that I was with them if you want. You can call Paris. Call
I know
Paris,
the
call
thing
London.
is though that's only gonna happen in fucking. You go to bench trial. At this point, we can't do that. Do you know what I mean?
Hello.
Because Rick, I was just
You
saying
guys
we need
waiting
to
for
prove that.
somebody?
What?
Just waiting for
Wait, what?
somebody?
Nope,
Oh, Croc's
we're-
in his head. He's in his
Yeah.
head.
We were just talking with our client right now.
Alright,
He's probably thinking about his receding hairline.
Probably.
Probably ordering hymns.
I was thinking that.
So I was back.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all.
Just got another Zentorno Red Garage again, first floor this time.
Okay, so there's more cars in the city. That's fine. But okay. Let's say we have a silver sedan, a Sultan. Pretty common car, would we agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty common car. Okay. Now, what's the chance that this extremely common car was followed by police from A to B the entire time and was traveling in the same direction that police were following? What's the chances that there just so happens to be 2 in that area?
I mean, it is Legion. It's a popular area.
51%.
Yeah, right. So you reckon there's a 51% chance we're going to see the exact same car traveling the exact same direction with the exact same amount of occupants in the exact same time frame in the exact same area of a police chase going on?
Yeah.
51.
Yeah.
So that means every single intersection that I should see another Sultan traveling in that area in the same direction. Every single intersection. Because by that logic, it's every intersection.
Well, just
It's every
Legion.
corner.
Just Legion, you know? Legion.
Just Legion. So,
is,
so every one time I drive past Legion, I should see a silver-colored sedan traveling in the same direction at the same speeds.
You know, you might see.
Every time.
You might see a white and green Zentorno. You drive by.
Yeah, right. Okay. Your logic makes no sense. So I'm going to drive past Legion Square. I want to go see if I can see a silver sedan. And if I see a silver sedan, then maybe I'm wrong. But like, you have to understand, what are the chances that a white and green Zentorno from the colorful garage driving to Legion Square in the same direction, fleeing from police, there just so happened to be another one that was in the exact same drive past as the suspect that we were originally chasing? The exact same way.
51%.
And he managed to swap out of a place and overtake the same racing line this guy was taking in a 2-second window.
You know,
Come
the
on,
racing
man.
lines are common. You know, a lot of people follow the same lines. It's I've heard. It's
Arguing
kinda
this with
common.
you, your only defense is us simply admitting you the truth, which is just we slightly lost him for 2 fucking seconds. And now you're taking this inch and you're stretching it out to throw out the whole report. You've got 0 case whatsoever. This is the different guy. It's embarrassing.
It's not
Truly.
embarrassing. We're trying to fight for our client who actually had nothing to do with this, and that's the thing.
You should fight for your client. Your client's lying to you. You're telling me that 8 officers are wrong? We just suddenly didn't see it? Yeah, okay. And your argument is we
My
all got
argument
bamboozled
is
out
that
of the 2
you
seconds.
didn't see our client and you didn't get a read on the car, which is enough.
We did see your client. What? How many times do I have to
Did
say
you-
this? We
did you see
saw your
him?
client.
You saw
We
him
your-
spiking. You
God
saw
fucking
him
damn it.
while
We
he was
saw
pitting
your
you.
client drive from Colorful Garage to Legion Square. How many times do I have to say this to you?
This, you
We
can
saw your client
identify
drive from Legion
him.
Square.
You saw the car.
Yes. Yes, we saw the car.
You
We never
didn't
lost
see
the
our
car.
client.
We saw
You
him
saw
get
the
out of
car. A white and green Centorno.
Okay. If I see a giant box that's only got a window from the front of it, right? If I watch it go from Legion Square to MRPD, right? I can't see the driver, but if I follow it the entire time, if I watch the driver get out and he's completely naked and I can see his face, can I then identify him that he came from Legion Square? Just because he suddenly gets out the car, that doesn't mean that we can't suddenly, I didn't see him beforehand. It can't be this car. You want me, every single car that I chase, to every time I can suddenly identify them, question if this is the same car?
I think this should be a lesson that maybe you guys should, if there is 8 officers, get a read on the plate, or at least
On
a
a plate,
partial read to
yeah.
identify that it is the
Read
same
on the
car.
plate. This is absolute madness. You have no Rick, you need to stop bringing idiots down here, man.
Whoa,
I think you guys aren't
hey,
listening to
hey.
a single word we're saying. 8 officers saw this car drive from 8 officers saw this car commit crimes. 8 officers saw this car drive from Colorful Garage to Legion Square. 8 officers were at Legion Square intercepting it. This car continued to run. He's lied to you. He's wasted your time. This is terminated at this point. We are going to be dropping the unlawful possession of identification thing. I misunderstood the documents I had in possession. Upon a second review, I realized I made a mistake and I'm redacting that charge. You're
Look,
getting
okay.
principal felony obstruction of justice, principal reckless evading, and principal joyriding.
Okay.
This is worse than Merlin. Merlin comes up with better excuses than this.
Don't you, Derek? Don't bite. Don't bite.
Okay, do you plead guilty or not guilty? If you plead guilty, I'll give you some time served and fine off because
Not
it's been here
guilty.
for a while. Okay, I'm just saying, if you do that, I'm not allowed to give you time served, even with a lawyer.
It's not guilty. That's fine.
Okay?
Well, hey, I have heard they have. I have specifically seen that they've made exceptions, even with a not guilty plea.
I just got promoted to corporal. I'd like to remain a corporal. Rick, what's your state ID?
It's what is it? 2531. 2531.
This is actually wild.
You know, I'm gonna really learn from this one. Next time I'm chasing a car, if it goes around a corner and I can't see it for 2 seconds, I'll question if it's the same car, as if I'm an idiot.
Or while you're chasing it, you could read the plate.
And describe the occupants of the vehicle.
I could get the
pretty
plate-
sure you usually do.
If I get the plate, I would. Well, I would love to see you describe the.
Well, okay, and that's not even
Rick,
you, Croc.
You have
said that
no
there's
experience.
Croc,
you have
you
no
said,
experience
you said
in my
that there
line
were
of position.
8 officers.
You can't do it.
You said there were 8 officers. 8 officers couldn't get a read on a plate. 8 officers couldn't describe the occupants of that Zentorno. 8 officers.
Okay, I'm just gonna do something really simple then. I'm gonna go stand behind this glass and I'm gonna put up a hand, and you want to tell me how many fingers I put up. Hold on, wait right there. Pretty simple, man.
He's
How does
making
that
my
have
point for me.
anything to do with the plate, though? The plate is not in the glass.
How many fingers was I holding up? How could you identify how many fingers I was holding up? How many fingers was I holding up?
I was closing my eyes and I couldn't see.
Oh, yeah, you're incompetent. It's pretty easy, man. Why couldn't you identify it? Now there was no way there was a cop behind that window whatsoever because you couldn't see him, man. You couldn't see him. There was no way a cop just came there. Even though a cop just came out of that room, walked over and said he was from that room, there's no way. Guys,
He's a
there's no way.
corporal.
Was that
He's
even
gonna-
the same cop that walked in there? Do you guys know that this window's even there? Is this window... Hello? Does this window exist? Is this a real window?
Wait.
I don't think this is a real window.
Well, in order for this to be a fair test, you'd have to see what sort of tent's on the Zentorno, and then we'd have to match that. But then we're going to be here for a while if we're trying to get the same tent. And
How many fingers was I holding up?
it's not it's apples to oranges. That's a one-way seeing glass.
That's a wall. The back of his Entorno is a wall. How am I meant to see through a wall?
You're telling me that at every point in this pursuit,
If the car's
no
in
one
front of
got
me-
paralleled to the vehicle at all, or came
How-
head on.
What? How are we meant to head on?
There's 8 officers, right?
How on
but we're
earth
not
are we
trying to
meant to
kill
see through a
people.
Zentorno?
No, not head on. Like you're going in opposing lanes of traffic. Like there's no. You get what I'm saying? Like, are you just
What?
trailing this Zentorno
No.
the entire
What?
time?
Yes.
Yes.
All 8 of you?
Wouldn't
We've
you
got
think we're
parallels.
just head on with him? We just
We
look
had
deep
parallels.
into his eyes?
They could.
Then we need to know where they're going. We don't know what route they're going to take.
I'm sorry that you got magical eyes and we don't, man. I'm sure you can articulate to the judge when they fucking come back. God, we need them.
I did
You got
get
magical
LASIK.
eyes and we don't.
I did get LASIK. I would recommend
So-
it. I would definitely recommend it.
Okay. At this point in time, Nebula, you're going to be charged with principal felony obstruction of justice, principal reckless evading, and principal joyriding. You plead not guilty?
Yeah, not good too.
Yeah, don't tell my boss, but I'm giving you 10% off anyways. Rick, what's your state
Yeah.
ID?
2531.
Rick, did you just win 2531?
Yeah, 20.
That's a mistake.
Wait, hold on.
Never mind, Rick.
Are you
I'll just
sure
send him
you
out.
want
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one?
yeah, 2531. Were you
Okay,
trying to make a
Goodbye.
you trying to make a joke about the ID thing?
No, he was getting somebody to take him down to prison, and it would have been
Let's
you.
go.
Oh.
Rick, man, I get you're
Crap,
trying to
we gotta
like
go back on
defend the
duty?
best for your lawyer. Yeah, we'll go back on duty. Like, Rick, I know you're trying to do your best for your client, but you've been lied to horrendously here. I know you're trying to like grasp at straws, but your client's lied to you dramatically.